We got more clips from minicamp and OTAs, and today we're going to be looking at Caleb Williams toss the ball around, work through some drills, work with Keenan Allen from minicamp this week, plus some older clips from OTAs. We're going to cover it all right here. But before we do, you need to click that subscribe button right now. We're talking about these rookies every single day, from rookie camp to OTAs and minicamp to training camp. We're talking about them. We're looking at what they're doing behind the scenes at practice, on top of your favorite veterans, covering those storylines. Click that button. Stop missing out on your favorite players. We're looking at Caleb Williams right now. I got 2 minutes and 20 seconds of clips. About the first 10 clips or so are from minicamp. The back half are from OTAs, but we're covering it all because if this is your first time seeing the channel, you want to see it all. This one was from yesterday or early today from the Bears social media handle. And this one, I believe, is from yesterday on June 4th. And between yesterday and this morning or today, the clips have been firing left and right. So I got them mixed up between which came out which day. But he's been slinging the rock all over the place. On point is what I would say that I'm seeing from him. I'm not seeing many off throws. Most of what I've seen has been from gathering clips, so really this is just a live reaction of me looking at these two with you guys. Pitch and catch should look like pitch and catch. That's what this is looking like. So far, everything's been looking good. OTAs, rookie camp, ball down there. Getting it out there, it fires out, very live. Keenan Allen, getting a good look at him. I might have enough to just do a full video on him. Caleb Williams getting it out downfield. Cole Kmet. That one might be an older one. I can't really remember. I've looked at so many clips of Caleb Williams. DJ Moore. We might be getting to the older clips here. I believe so. Yeah, this looks familiar. Is that Velus Jones? He came out of the draft at like 25 years old. Caleb Williams slinging the rock. There's Keenan Allen right there. I remember this clip. He's got his beard game on point. Keenan Allen's beard is always supreme. Always fluffy, always smooth. Caleb Williams, though, he's got the leg sleeve on. Ball's getting out there. They're practicing in the woods. I like the backgrounds of training camp and OTAs, the different practice facilities. Williams slinging the ball out there. As Rome Odunze with the helmet cap on. Caleb Williams has the upside to be the best quarterback in the league sooner than later, but he also has tremendous downside. We covered that on tape. It's there. He can be a volatile playmaker at times, but he is very good under duress. He's very good off script. He can push it downfield. He's got a live arm. Big time recruit coming out of high school. He's mobile. And go back to his days at Oklahoma. He was on fire then. USC was on fire too. He did have that drought last year. We can call that out. There are moments when you're looking at tape, like we've called out, where he will not take the first read and try to push it downfield, and it won't work. But overall, very good quarterback prospect. Very good quarterback prospect. Good accuracy coming out. A very live arm. Mobile. Can throw from different ranges with different arm angles. Off platform, on platform. A lot of upside. And the Bears did a good job getting his weapons. They got Keenan Allen. Can't get much better than that. Rome Odunze can't get much better wide receiver out of the draft, other than maybe Malik Neighbors and Marvin Harrison Jr., but that was highly debated. He's good enough to be held in debates with those wide receivers because that did happen. So he's good enough to have those debates, and if he was any other draft class, he would be easily the wide receiver one. In last year's draft class, 2023, he would be the wide receiver one. He would be the first one selected. He'd be the one ranked the highest among just about every draft service out there. That's what you're getting with Rome Odunze. You're not getting the third wide receiver off the board. You're getting a stud prospect. This is a stud wide receiver class. He held his own with the top guys. We can definitely say that. If you watch Pac-12 After Dark, watch the Washington games, you know he was taking over some games. Now they got him as their wide receiver 3 to start things off. That's huge for a guy like Caleb Williams, a guy that's transitioning from USC to the Bears. The Bears team's trying to get better after a long road of bad quarterback play. Have they got a 4,000-yard passer yet? Has that ever happened? You're also coming back from the Justin Fields experiment. So you got to come back hard. You got to come back hard in the paint. You got to get it done. You can't mess up on 2 first-round quarterbacks in a row. You just can't do that. You can definitely do that if you don't build around your quarterback. They got Keenan Allen. They got a supreme separator when it comes to breaking off routes. They also got Rome Odunze, upside for days. Could be a top 5 wide receiver if he hits into his upside. That could be in the cards. DJ Moore, we know what he's about. And he's best as a complement wide receiver, a wide receiver 2 or 1B, whatever you want to call that. He's a supreme wide receiver 2, more like a wide receiver 1B, but he can't be the alpha, but he can be an alpha if you got another alpha with him, if you see what I'm saying, because of the speed, the separation, the ball skills. You got Keenan there. That should just light everything on fire just with him. Rome Odunze. Things are stepping up. DeAndre Swift can catch passes out of the backfield. I know Caleb Williams likes to push it downfield, but Swift is different in the passing game compared to any other running backs he's had. Maybe he's going to dump it off a little bit more. Maybe we'll see that more out of him because Swift, electric with the ball in his hands in space. We've seen that in Detroit. We saw that in Philly. He's electric in space with the ball in his hands. Caleb Williams has some tools here. He has some upside. He can throw it downfield with accuracy. A very good quarterback prospect. A high-end quarterback prospect. A lot of people are rooting against. I can see why to a degree. But I can also see why you should be high on him too. They got weapons for him. The Bears did the right thing, getting him weapons for him to grow with. On top of that, a live arm, man. A live arm. He's been there. He's been there with 2 high-end collegiate programs and produced. Not many quarterbacks can say that. Not many quarterbacks can say, hey, I produced at Oklahoma and USC. I was able to get it done. I got a Heisman Trophy. My tape is good. My highlight reel is better than everybody else's. I got blips in my game, but so didn't everybody else that came out. If you really want to put everybody else under a microscope, you got to do that too. And I guarantee you'll find flaws in everybody else. But this guy's got mobility. He's good in the pocket, not just mobility, but he can play off script like we just saw right there. He does not have to be on platform. He doesn't have to have the same arm angle every time. He whips it downfield. He knows what's going on when it comes to his reads. He's a very smart quarterback. Let's talk about off the field too. And a lot of people have troubles with that. What I see is a very confident quarterback, a very confident person. Very confident. He knows himself very well. Very composed. That's what I read from him. I read from a guy that knows his own skin. He knows himself. Where at a young age, not many people, even in their 30s and 40s, knows that. I read that from him. I read a guy that just doesn't care about what anybody thinks about him. Does not care what the media says. He cares about his job. He cares definitely about what he's doing on the field. Cares about his teammates. I see him building a rapport with Rome Odunze. Those two seem like best buds. We covered that. We covered the rookie premiere. We were making jokes about all the other players and stuff, but one thing I didn't know is those two look like best buds. They look like they're inseparable. Over the long term, that's going to be huge. He looks like he builds a rapport with the players around him. Definitely does. Definitely looks like that from what we're seeing here with the Bears. Think what you think with what you saw at USC. That's what we're seeing right now. I'm not seeing anybody griping about this on the Bears. We're not hearing anything coming out. We heard that one report about the interceptions. That sounds like it's a false report. So what are we griping about? One thing, too, that people aren't talking about, he in a Bears uniform, in the Bears practice uniform, he looks thicker than expected for some reason, even though we saw him on tape a million times. I like that, too, about him. Going to hold up pretty well. But let's get to training camp. Let's see what's going to fire there. But Caleb Williams is a player you need to get excited about the Bears, too. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Make sure to hit that subscribe button on the way out. One thing for watching. Catch you on the next video.